The Atlanta Falcons have been a major disappointment this season. Their defense has been very good for the majority of this season. Jesse Bates has been the best safety in football, and more than likely they will miss the NFL playoffs. They have to move off of Arthur Smith, and they have to find the right quarterback for this team. I'm tired of saying this over and over again. Arthur Smith should have been fired a long time ago. When they lost against the Arizona Cardinals, yes, this season, when they lost against the Cardinals, they should have fired him then, because that was the right time to get things right. You were going into your bye week and you could have done that. Arthur Smith is a terrible head coach and he's a terrible play caller. He's horrible and he is stuck in his ways. Taylor Heineke is not the right quarterback with this team long term, but neither Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder is a turnover machine and Taylor Heineke is too inconsistent. They have to bring in a young quarterback that can grow and develop with these guys. But the first thing they need to do is pull the plug on Arthur Smith. This entire experiment is done for. The only quarterback that he has had success with the Atlanta Falcons is Matt Ryan. And we know that Matt Ryan is one of the best quarterbacks in Atlanta Falcons history. And that was the last time that Kyle Pitts had a very good season. He had over 1,000 yards rushing and he looked very good with this team, over 1,000 yards receiving, and he looked very good with this team. Since then, they have been able to get things going with him. He did suffer the knee injury last season, but he's played all of this season and he had things going into the right direction. 1 week, they used Kyle Pitts a lot. The next week, not so much. And they completely phased guys out of the game plan for no reason. That's why this team just got fined for what happened a couple weeks ago. Bijan Robinson was not on the injury report at all, and he was dealing with some type of illness against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but Arthur Smith did not report it. Instead, he went with Tyler Algier the entire game. I have no problem with Tyler Algier. He had over 1,000 yards rushing last season, so he's a very talented running back. That doesn't bother me. What does bother me is just completely phasing Bijan Robinson out of the game plan majority of the time. You spent a first-round pick on this kid. What was the point of drafting him in the first round if you were not going to use him accordingly? You could have went with Jalen Carter, or you could have drafted a quarterback with that pick. And it seems like they should have drafted a quarterback with that first round pick. They're in a terrible situation with Arthur Smith because he doesn't know what to do with the players that he has. It seems like he has too many players for his own good. And I'm also looking at what's going on with Cordell Patterson. Very good return man. Very good running back with this team. Very good slot wide receiver. He's got barely any action this season. And I understand. Well, they have Bijan Robinson taking up that spot right now. That's fine. Cordell Patterson has dealt with injuries in the past. I understand that. But you can still use him on this team. You can still use him on this roster. This is the same Falcons team that just lost to the Carolina Panthers by 3 field goals a couple of weeks ago. It's inexcusable. And then he's going to put all the blame on Desmond Ridder, even though Desmond Ridder is horrible. That is an Arthur Smith guy. That is the guy that he set and developed this offseason. That is the guy that he wanted. He brought in Marcus Mariota. He was a fail with this team. Desmond Ridder was drafted. He's supposed to go out there and develop him. So far, he's been a fail with this team. Taylor Heineke has not been the right quarterback with this team. Look at all the chances and the opportunity that Arthur Smith has had. And it's not like the Atlanta Falcons don't have very good talent. Their defense has been good this season. They have a top passing defense in the NFL with A.J. Terrell, with Clark Phillips, with Jesse Bates. They have Bud Dupree playing very good. Caden Ellis playing good football as well. Calais Campbell giving you all that he has at this stage in his career. Stopping the run, getting to the passer. Now today against Chicago Bears, the defense wasn't relatively strong, but the offense continues to turn the football over. It's tough on the defense. Against the Minnesota Vikings, he got outcoached. They had that game won. But the recipe for disaster in Desmond Ridder and Arthur Smith cost them that game. Why do you have Desmond Ridder go out there and throw the football 35 to 40 times in the game when you know that he's a turnover waiting to happen? Just run the football with Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson. And he has the same run plays over and over again. Against the Jacksonville Jaguars a couple months ago, Desmond Ridder threw a pick 6, and he threw another bad interception in that game. They started to do more counters to give Bijan Robinson more space across the field. They have went completely away from that. Now it's just the same run plays over and over again. Up the gut, up the gut. They rarely ever do sideline to sideline runs with Bijan Robinson or Cordell Patterson. They rarely ever use motion. Things that will help out guys in this offense. Things that will help Desmond Ridder see the field. And if you don't believe me, when they used motion a couple weeks ago, they got a touchdown pass off of that because it helped him see the field better. It helped him see the one-on-one opportunities with Kyle Pitts. You go back to that Green Bay Packers game. It was a bad game for Desmond Ridder. He should have thrown 4 interceptions in that game, but he also had a lot of good moments off of motion. They have went completely away from that to just a standard shotgun system majority of the time with Desmond Ridder. So even though he is throwing interceptions, it's a lot of context that needs to be put behind that. And it starts with Arthur Smith. He's not putting the players in the best situation to win football games, and he deserves to be fired. And if the general manager doesn't want to do it, he should be fired as well. Because it's horrible for them to go out there and draft a luxury pick in B. John Robinson when you had other needs on this team. It's completely ridiculous. And B. John Robinson is a generational running back. I do understand that. I understand he dealt with some fumbles this year. He dealt with some ball concerns and just taking care of the football. That's okay. He's a rookie. And I do understand this. A lot of people are going to say, well, Desmond Ridder, he fumbled the football throwing interceptions. That is different. He fumbles the football and he's throwing interceptions. And he's no rookie. He started the last 4 games of last season. So he has NFL experience. You can say this is his first full season starting with this team, but look at how many times he's been benched this season. He's been benched numerous times for Taylor Heineke, and Taylor Heineke got benched in this game for Desmond Ridder, and he comes in and automatically throws an interception. You don't have your true answer at the quarterback position. Now, they may go out in free agency if the Denver Broncos, they cut Russell Wilson. Maybe they'll go out there and get a Russell Wilson. But they should be trying to get the right head coach with this team because the Atlanta Falcons have a lot of good talent in a particularly weak division. You have 2 very good running backs in Tyler Algier and B. John Robinson. You have Jonnu Smith, who's been phenomenal this season with Kyle Pitts. You have Drake London, who could be a true number 1 wide receiver. You have Cordell Patterson, who is a Swiss Army knife on this offense. So you bring in a new coach, maybe they can figure some things out. Should it be an offensive guy? Sure. You can bring in an offensive guy to help develop your rookie quarterback if they draft a quarterback in the first round or they get a quarterback in free agency. But whatever they do, they need to get the coach and the quarterback right. And the bad thing about that is that's the hardest thing to get right in this league in the NFL. It's the quarterback and the head coach. But they have weapons on this team that can mask the mistakes of the quarterback. That's why I'm so hard on Desmond Ridder. There's no reason for you to be this bad when you have targets like Drake London, when you have targets like Jonnu Smith and Kyle Pitts and B. John Robinson. Maybe I'm putting too much stock into those guys, but they have good numbers because they're good football players and they're getting open. Kyle Pitts is getting open. Drake London is getting open. It's a lot of missed throws by Drake London. And you look at the same game plan over and over again by Arthur Smith, is very easy to adjust to. Matt Eberflus came out and outcoached him by the second quarter in this game, and no adjustments were made by the Atlanta Falcons. And that comes from Arthur Smith. This was a wasted season for the Atlanta Falcons because they went in this offseason. They made a lot of good moves by bringing in veterans like Caden Ellis and Bud Dupree and Calais Campbell. They had a problem sacking the quarterback last season. They said, you know what? We're going to get pressure and we're going to sack the quarterback as well. And we're going to also fix the back end of our defense by getting Jesse Bates and pair him up over top to get him involved with guys like AJ Terrell, who's been a very good corner with this team. It's just sad to see the situation that they're in right now. But let me know in the comment section below how you feel about the Atlanta Falcons and what should they do. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last one guy stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.